and welcome back to the Wudder Boys podcast, Quenching your thirst for quality sports content. I am your host, Nicky Siggs, back with Season 2, Episode 2, and my guest today, Justin Weary.
What's up? I'm here. I'm ready to do this.
And Og.
Yo, boys, how we doing?
Luke could not attend today. We're sorry there's been a bit of a gap in between this and Episode 1. It's because we've had some corruption with our audio and other problems.
Yeah,
Technical difficulties, scheduling problems, the usual.
We're a high budget kind of.
We're not going to just put out some crap for you guys.
Exactly.
We got to get you the highest quality sports content.
Highest quality crap. We're the highest quality crap.
The highest quality
So,
around.
So honestly,
without
let's
further
get straight into it.
Research
we'll start with
device
the
out.
first part, NBA.
Yes, I need my research device out here. Alrighty. So, let's just do a quick rundown
Standings.
of standings and where we're at,
6 or 5. That's.
Yeah, well, I'm going to get to there, Nicky.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
You let me get going here. All right, so
Chill out.
go down to Eastern standings. You got the Bucks in first. Then you got the Celtics in second, Heat in third, Raptors at 4, 76ers at number 5, Pacers at number 6, Nets at number 7, Magic at number 8, Hornets at number 9, and Bulls at number 10. Now, okay, so the East is a complete crapshoot after you pass number 5 or 6. Like, let's be real
I
here.
think after 6. I think the
that's
Pacers
been a
are
consistent theme for how many years now?
Like, when you have the Magic, the Hornets, and the Bulls all in playoff contention, there is a serious problem. Let's be real here.
I think we also have to look at it. The Pacers will get better once Oladipo returns.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome. I love
They're going to
Oladipo's
improve
game.
greatly. Brooklyn's going to be good when Kyrie and KD are ready to play at some point.
So next year, Brooklyn
Orlando
will be a
is
threat.
very good, but I feel like Chicago could definitely make a push for that 8 seed.
I
was gonna
honestly
say
do, because I
Chicago
love
looks
Levine.
excellent.
I love Levine. Levine's been playing awesome.
Markkanen's good. Kobe White, the new draftee.
Yeah, they have some solid pieces there.
They really are quite good.
I think when they develop their young players and get a little bit more depth at the big man positions, that's not a bad team at all.
Yeah, for
Wonder
sure.
what they feel like this year? A 41-41 team that will get slapped in the first round.
Yeah,
that's
by
what a young team.
Milwaukee.
That's what a young team
Love
is.
the comparison.
Yeah.
So love watching
All right.
the Knicks be
Then
4
as
and
we head
18.
out west, of course, we have the Showtime LA Lakers balling out at 19-3, the Denver Nuggets, the Joker at 14-5, the Clippers at 16-6, the Dallas Mavericks surprisingly at 15-6, the Houston Rockets at 14-7, the Utah Jazz at 12-10, Minnesota Timberwolves at 10-10, and then the 8 seed below 500 team, the Phoenix Suns at 10-11. Then when you look down into other teams who could be in playoff contention late, Portland 9-13, Oklahoma 8-12, Sacramento 8-12, San Antonio 8-14, and that's when it kind of gets fishy.
1 second as we head back to the Eastern Conference. As you were reading those standings, the Knicks just fired David Fizdale.
As you just
As I was reading it,
you just said you loved that the Knicks were 4-18, and then they impromptu fired their coach because you said that.
That is amazing. Oh my God.
Oh, all right.
I can't wait to see who they
we
hire.
can't write that.
I'm so happy. I'm
You
so
can't
happy we
write
started
this,
doing the
dude.
face
You
cams.
can't write this, people. This
So-
is so good.
And then our magical Golden State Warriors 4-19,
I'm scared for the Warriors
headed
in
for
the
a
future.
top draft pick.
I'm scared for the Warriors in the future because when they
Yeah.
get those picks, when they get those players back and the picks, they might just go right back up to the top. But
It's what the David Robinson Spurs did. He got injured one
Yeah,
year.
exactly.
Then they tanked into the first overall pick and somehow found Tim Duncan. And
they're
then
like-
they won 5 championships over the next 2 decades. So,
it's a recipe for success.
yeah, it's
I
facts.
mean, you got the Showtime Lakers right now playing awesome. The Nuggets are playing really well. They just have a really good they have really good chemistry, and you can see it on the
They're
court.
a very deep team.
They
I
are.
feel like.
It's
I feel
it's
like
a
they're
really,
an extremely
really
deep
nice
team.
team to watch. Clippers at 3 expected. Mavericks at 4. I wasn't expecting them to be as high up there yet, but Luka Doncic has been playing
Oh my
absolutely
God,
out of his mind.
He's been out of his mind.
But there is one
ridiculous.
team I do want to talk about really quick. The Portland Trailblazers have made a turnaround since about a week ago after signing a certain
I
player.
wonder who.
Yeah,
My least favorite player.
guess who's back, everybody? Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, 3 ball.
And which he's been shooting more of recently.
He's
which was definitely a huge part of his recent success and acquisition in the first place.
He has just won Player of the Week in the West because he's averaging like 15 to 20 points a game.
And that's coming off the bench, or is that starting?
I think he's starting right now.
He's in a little like transition period. I
He
think.
is starting now. I think they
He
brought him
started
off
his
the
first
bench
game.
at first. Oh, he did start his first game. You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah, Anthony Simons sat, I think.
Anthony Simmons.
No, it's Simons.
Is it Simons?
It's Simons.
Hold on, let me look this up.
He's about to look really stupid on live.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Anthony Simons. But
It's Anthony. It might be Anthony Simons. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Hogs
right.
And he's young too.
He is he has potential to be good.
6'4".
But I mean, we're on Melo right now,
Yeah, that's
not
true.
Simons.
That's true.
Melo's been awesome, and honestly, I've never been a Melo fan per se, but I've never been a Melo hater. And to
mean-
see him balling out right now, I love watching it. I love this storyline. It's so cool. This whole season has just been absolutely awesome.
It is very good, but like he kind of imploded a couple rosters, and he never really played. In recent years, he hasn't played the way the game's been going.
Yeah.
He has been very much stuck to his long 2 ISO, not much defense.
Yeah, and I
And
think
this recent turnaround has been a result of
I think he
taking more
realized that.
threes and playing better D.
I think he realized that his play style doesn't work anymore, and he needs to learn to play alongside stars. And
As
there
a
was a
3 and
quote.
D.
I saw something. He said to Lillard and McCollum, he just said, "Look, I just want to fit in. Show me where to be. Show me where to play, and I'm just going to fit into your system." And he's doing a really good job. He's playing really well.
really
and
has
the
done an excellent
Trailblazers were
job.
awful. They were 3rd worst in the Western Conference.
Yeah, he
like a
might have
week
been
ago.
that kind of rotation piece they needed to get into that.
Yeah, they
A couple more
they
wins
needed that
to try
extra.
to out the Minnesota Timberwolves or Phoenix for a playoff spot. And
Yeah,
they
they
could be
need-
dangerous when it gets there. Because as you know,
because once
Dame
their
time.
roster comes together, and Lillard is always awesome. McCollum is one of the more underrated players in the league, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Mhm.
I think that team's pretty good. And they just went and got Whiteside. Whiteside's never been the best player, but he's fitting in fine.
Yeah.
He's fitting into that role player
And
situation.
he can develop Zach Collins.
Yeah, he's hurt right now, but I mean, they can develop him into a pretty
Yeah,
good player.
they have some young players that they can develop.
Melo sat down and said, "What do I need to add to my resume? Another first-round exit."
Well, we'll see if you're correct. But we find out we gotta do something before. We gotta do something before
Yeah, they
we
gotta
finish
make
up
the
at the
playoffs
NBA.
first.
We gotta do something before we switch over. We gotta make our way too freaking early MVP picks.
Luka Doncic, all right, next section.
I mean, yeah, but like, does any
Hold on. All right, okay.
anybody
Any other takers?
anybody else have any
None.
anybody in the back?
I might, you know,
Shut up. Okay, Luka Doncic.
I don't want to hear. I want to hear. What you got? What you got?
I'm feeling like this year the Greek Freak is
You're
on
feeling
a
stupid.
tear.
That's what you are.
I mean, Augie's not wrong. If you look at
This
Giannis's
dude
last,
is on a tear. His slash is 31, 13, and 5.5.
if you look at his last, say 1, 2, 3,
Shooting
4,
over
5
30
games,
on threes.
his last 5 games have been 30 points, 33, 26, 29, 35. That's
Dude's
pretty
a machine.
impressive.
Like,
I think Luka Doncic is going to win MVP, but I think Giannis is the close second right now.
well, if we're looking for maybe another
He's
candidate,
vastly superior European than
the
Luka is.
fine wine of the NBA that is LeBron James is averaging 25, 7, and 10
Oh yeah, he's
with an effective field goal percentage of 54.5. He has also been excellent with his revamped Lakers roster.
Yeah, but I think, like, taking records into account, it's going to be hard not to say LeBron and
yeah.
Giannis right now.
Well, LeBron's roster's stacked. If LeBron wasn't,
Yeah, I mean,
He's playing on a better team.
If you're thinking most valuable player,
that's why
because
that's
this
why
is
I.
the argument from baseball, right?
It's the argument over all
the
sports.
argument in baseball is that, especially in the AL this year, okay, Mike Trout won MVP because he played excellent and he deserved it in my mind, but it is some people believe that maybe Alex Bregman should have won because his team was winning and therefore he had more value. So
Yeah.
like all three of these guys
It's
are
always-
winning, but it's a more of a most value or best. Like
Yeah,
the best player in the NBA right now might be Luka Doncic or Giannis, but in terms of value, I think you would have to go for LeBron.
Exactly. So it's all about what the committee feels. And if I'm on the committee, I'm voting Doncic right now. But I mean,
Like,
it's hard to vote against LeBron with
it
that
is.
with that
Also
Lakers
December
record.
with this
5th.
slash, I think it is.
I know that's why it's our
Yeah,
way
it's
too
like-
early for it's our
we
way too
said
friggin'
way
early
too
NBA
early
picks.
for a reason.
So I mean, the Lakers are 19-3. It's hard to vote against LeBron right now, but we'll see what happens
And if
when
we-
we get
if we look at
towards
the
like
top-
when we get past Christmas.
If we look at the top 5 teams in the East, aren't 4 of them undefeated at home?
The Bucks have lost 1 at home.
Boston
Celtics are
hasn't.
Celtics are unbeaten at home.
Miami has not lost at home.
Raptors haven't, and Sixers haven't.
The top 5 teams in the Eastern Conference has lost a total of 1 home game.
You got like 2 seconds.
Yeah, we're fixing our cameras, folks. Don't worry about it. this stuff
It's getting cut, so they won't have to.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, but then it's gonna be an awkward.
Yeah,
break.
that's gonna be an awkward silence.
Yeah, it's
so we're
gonna
not
be a weird
cutting
cut.
this.
Yeah, we're not.
We're
We're
rolling
not.
straight through.
We're
All right.
rolling again. All right, perfect. Cameras cap at 30 minutes, people. So we're cutting them every 15 to make sure we don't lose
So
footage
the
like we had last time.
East best teams are undefeated at home, which will matter because then you'll get an extra home game if you're a higher seed, and it's all going to be irrelevant because the Lakers won the championship. On to the NCAA basketball.
Ah, yes.
Louisville at
Call that
number
a
1.
segue, baby.
Let's roll through the
Where is that
rankings real quick. Sequential order. Louisville 1, Kansas 2, Maryland 3, Michigan 4, Virginia 5, Ohio State at 6, North Carolina 7, Kentucky 8, Gonzaga 9, Duke 10, Michigan State at 11,
You go through
Zona
all
at
25,
12.
I'll smack you.
Oregon at 13, Auburn 14, Memphis 15, Seton Hall 16, Florida State
He's gonna do it now
17,
because I said it.
Baylor 18, 19 is the Dayton Flyers, 20 is Colorado, 21 Tennessee, 22 Washington, 23 Villanova, baby, 24 Butler, and rounding it out is Utah State at number 25.
Thank you for all of those irrelevant teams.
All right.
You're welcome.
Half of those teams will lose in the first round.
Yeah, probably.
Probably quarter. Okay. So, forget the last 15 that he named because probably the only top 10 are relevant.
I would say
so-
going down to Arizona, maybe
Yeah,
Memphis is relevant.
Seton Hall,
so
Miles
going-
Powell.
Going into feast or Thanksgiving week, we had a couple big games. Feast week, couple tournaments. Battle for Atlantis. That's one of the top tournaments. Michigan. They
Beat
previously unranked.
3 top 10 teams en route to a championship.
Two. They beat Iowa State, a quality team. They're not ranked. Then they went in,
Hammered.
beat UNC, and then they gave Gonzaga the smack. They did lose to Louisville 2 nights ago. Louisville's number 1.
But that was an excellent game against the number 1 seed, and I don't count that as a bad loss.
shock. Yeah, Michigan actually played like crap, but
Besides
they
the point.
jumped up from unranked to number 4, so that's pleasant. Good for them.
Maui
They're gonna stay top
Invitational.
10.
Cassius Winston and Michigan State losing in the first round to the Hokies of Virginia Tech.
Yeah, and they looked bad. They were in the notes. They played Duke. They also got hammered by Duke. So not great for the Michigan schools in that ACC Big Ten challenge.
Yeah, no, but Duke's had their struggles as well. You know.
Duke,
Lost to
Stephen F.
Stephen F. Austin.
the Lumberjacks.
You absolutely love to see it.
Well, depending on
Love
who
to
you
see
root
it.
for.
Love
Unless
to
you're
see
a Duke
it.
fan, who isn't?
Yeah.
Love to see it.
The number 1 teams have been like bad this year.
Yeah, so Michigan
It's
State.
interesting
Who else?
to watch.
They've lost a couple times
Michigan State lost when they were number 1.
They lost the first-
Kentucky lost
Evansville.
to
Kansas
Evansville.
lost.
at home.
Kansas
was
lost one.
never number 1.
Oh,
Kansas
they were
was
never
never
number one, but I mean they're
They've
a
been
really
number
good
2.
team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Close
Kansas lost. No. Kentucky
then-
lost to Evansville, and then Stephen F. Austin beat Duke.
And then
Didn't
yeah.
Kansas lose a game that was like terrible?
Let me
they should
see.
have won.
Kansas.
Let me look at the standings.
Kansas's only loss
Kansas
is
has
to
1
said
loss.
Duke team.
Yeah.
I
Which-
could have sworn I saw. All right, I'm just wrong.
Yeah, no, you are.
I am just wrong.
But yeah, you got to
So
think.
Louisville jumped up to 1.
Bit of a curse. I expect a Louisville loss soon.
Yeah, three teams, 3 number 1 teams dropping. I think 6 weeks is what it's going to be now, assuming Louisville. I think they play Pitt to finish the week.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So
It's a long year, 32 games, right?
Yeah.
30. Well, 33 if you win the tournament.
But some good movement in the top. Good
Yeah,
movement.
more interesting than it has been in the past, where it's just Kentucky, Duke, Villanova, UNC. Like yes, b-ball.
Villa who?
All right, let's
On to more college.
Chill
on to more
out.
college crap.
College football, what do you think's going to happen here?
Championship
Number 1,
week.
Ohio State. Number 2, LSU. Number 3, Clemson. Number 4, Georgia. 5, Utah.
kill
6, Oklahoma. 7. Wait, hold on. Scratch that. 5, Utah. 6, Oklahoma. 7, Baylor. 8, Wisconsin. 9, Florida. 10,
You're going to
Penn
read
State.
every
11,
team on the
Auburn.
ranking.
No.
At least read them
Nick
right this
Saban,
time.
number
At least
12,
read them
Alabama,
right.
losing 2 games. Oregon, 13. Michigan, 14. 15, Notre Dame. 16, Iowa. 17, Memphis. 18, Minnesota. 19, Boise State.
Smurf turf.
Smurf Turf. 20, Cincy. 21, Appalachian State. 22, USC. 23, Virginia. 24, Navy, still ranked. Impressive. And 25, Oklahoma State Cyclones.
Thank you, Augie, for that completely unnecessary rant.
Not only did you mess up Oklahoma being in the wrong spot, you also called Oklahoma State the Cyclones. They're the Cowboys. Iowa State is the Cyclones.
Bro,
This is why you're not allowed to. I'm just okay. Anyway, so
fine.
the relevant teams that are playing.
listen, it's irrelevant, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it
you
is
know what? At least
completely
he
irrelevant.
correct himself there. It's number 25. Who cares? Conference ship week is about to happen.
It's going to be freaky.
Gonna have Georgia, LSU.
If Georgia loses, they're out to the winner of Oklahoma Baylor, I think, because I don't think Utah plays a tough enough game in their conference championship.
We're getting there. So LSU wins, even loses, they're gonna be in the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia is playing. Somehow Georgia always finds themselves played the team from the West for the playoff spot, and they beat Auburn, and I think they lost to Bama one year, and then they lost to Bama.
Yeah.
Then they lost to Bama again.
It's
And I think they're
Georgia always wins the East. It had recently they've been winning the East, and it's always, hey, you're playing Alabama or someone like that for a playoff spot.
What are you going to do?
What are you gonna do? It's tough because they've already lost 2 games, and I don't think they're.
If you're Auburn and LSU, you just beat Bama.
Oh no, Georgia.
It's just that easy.
Georgia's 11-1. I think a 2-loss.
Auburn's going to win the football game.
I think if Georgia loses, I think they're definitely out to the
They're
winner
done.
of Oklahoma Baylor.
That's the Big 12 chip.
Yes.
Baylor blew a 28-3 lead last time they played Oklahoma. It's pretty depressing. They lost in Waco. Looking to avenge that loss, Oklahoma.
But then, obviously, Oklahoma at 6, Baylor at 7. The number 5 team, the Utah Utes, they play USC, I think, right?
Nope.
Oregon.
Oregon number 13.
Yeah.
This also, Oregon only dropped because they lost to Arizona State.
Yeah,
that
I feel
game
like
could have been playing for the 4th spot, but then Oregon choked.
Oregon. 7 million uniform combinations, 0 national championships.
I'm reasonably certain Mariota won one.
Nope. Didn't. He won a Heisman. He was in the national championship game
Oh,
until he
right.
got spanked by Ohio State. That takes us to the Big 12 or 10 championship. That's called a segue. Big 10 championship.
You're welcome.
Wisconsin against Ohio State. Wisconsin number 8 in the country. They beat Minnesota.
Sorry,
and
Wisconsin's just going to get smoked.
They
This is-
They're
swept,
gonna
they swept the leg under
absolutely-
Minnesota.
Chase Young is going to
captured-
make them
Captured the
Space.
Big 10 West. They only lost by, I think, 28 in their first matchup against Ohio State. So you could consider this one a match.
No.
Yeah, anyway.
No.
16.5 point. When you're 16.5 point favorites, or 15.5 going into, yeah. Although
I'm
Going into
sorry.
Columbus.
and Wisconsin's only playing if they win, they go to the Rose Bowl. They don't even go to the playoffs. What are they playing for?
I'd love to see an upset here just because I love watching upsets, but come on. It's so hard to bet against Ohio State at this point.
All right, we look to an irrelevant ACC
If
chip.
you thought
AAC.
the Ohio State, no, ACC.
It's the ACC.
We're getting there. If you thought the Ohio State spread was big,
Well, I
let me
scrolled
hit
too
you
far.
with
The Virginia-
28.5. Clemson is favored over Virginia. Some team had to win the ACC. I want to say they're Coastal. I don't know. They had to win the other division in the ACC. I don't know the names of both of them off the top of my head.
It doesn't really matter.
Can we
Clemson-
not talk about the ACC
Listen,
anymore?
However, if
Justin's
Clemson loses, they are definitely out. The committee has been very hard on them this year.
It's been a rough year, boys.
They're
It's
not,
been a rough
they're
year
not
for the
gonna
U.
lose. They're not going to lose.
Listen.
So Clemson likely in, although Virginia into the Orange Bowl, despite probably not being ranked after this week. So they're going to be in a New Year's Six Bowl because somebody had to do it. And then finally, just to mention the ACC chip,
the AAC, because
AAC, the
'cause I
American
scrolled too
Athletic
far.
Conference, Cincinnati number 20 against Memphis number 17.
Memphis,
Um,
hey.
They played just last week, and they will meet again. Memphis won the first bout. I think it was a pretty solid they handled Cincinnati, so of course they get to play them in a rematch because that's just how college football works. If Cincinnati wins this game, they knock Memphis out of the Auto Group of 5 bowl bid to the Cotton Bowl, which then Smurf Turf would likely take over, although Cincinnati does have a case. So,
Smurf Turf!
yeah, so Smurf Turf. Just
All
get that in
right.
your head.
So, after that irrelevant conference championship, but not really, we move to the NFL.
Little do you know, I'd like to a word from our sponsors.
Of course.
I'd like to say thank you to the Sig Ski, the sponsor of the Wudder Boys podcast. Sig Ski, join the future to be the future.
We love to see it.
Yeah.
All right, the NFL scores from last week. Feast week. Steelers beating the Browns 20-13. Or was this? No, this was the week after Feast week.
This is
No.
This is Thanksgiving.
Oh,
this
this is Feast
Thanksgiving.
week. Yeah,
this is
yeah.
the Thanksgiving.
So 20-13, Steelers over the Browns. 29-21, the Skins over the Panthers. Buccaneers over the Jags, 28-11. Rams smoke the Cardinals, 34-7. Broncos win a close one against the Chargers, 23-20 on a last-second field goal, if I remember correctly.
That is correct.
Chargers committed pass interference to get Denver in the field goal range with 8 seconds left.
Oh God. The Chiefs beat the
love to
Raiders
Such a
40-9.
Chargers way to
Multiple
lose a game.
controversial calls that John Gruden was looking for in the Chiefs-Raiders game.
Yeah,
A
there
couple
was,
of
there
picks
was
John
some
Gruden
questionable calls, but would it have made a difference? No.
Probably not.
I think Mahomes just like,
Too good.
yeah.
The Texans beat the Patriots in Foxborough, 28-22.
It was not in Foxborough.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. They beat the Patriots
There's a
somewhere.
they beat the Patriots. That's pretty impressive.
Like,
We'll
obviously,
I'll take it. I'll take it.
yeah,
We'll take it.
we'll all take it. The Patriots' offensive woes continue. Seahawks beat the Vikings in a thriller on Thanksgiving, right?
No. Not on
that was
Thanksgiving.
Whatever.
That
not
was
on
Monday Night
Thanksgiving.
Football.
That was Monday Night Football.
On Monday
Do you want
Night
me to
Football,
take
a
over
thriller.
the game by game? Because you've been really shaky.
You've
on
been
me.
Here was
horrible.
ready for this
Shaky
Thanksgiving
on me.
score, 26-15. What game do you think that was?
Oh, I know what game that was. That was the Bills
The
and
Bills
Cowboys.
defeat the Cowboys,
Yeah, Christmas came early. They forgot which holiday was right. So
and then
3 days later. We'll get to 3 days later.
and then probably the game of the year so far, Ravens over Niners 20-17 on a last-second field goal by the one, the only Justin Tucker.
I should have worn the shirt.
You should have
you
worn it.
should have worn the shirt.
I have
You
Justin
really should've
Tucker
worn the
shirts.
shirt.
I'm gonna bring them in next podcast.
Next week you gotta wear it.
They're gonna lose, and I'm not gonna be allowed to bring them in.
And then we had the Bears
Just a
over the
Buffalo.
Lions 24-20. That was on Thanksgiving.
That was Thanksgiving.
The Saints beat the Falcons.
That was also
Thank God.
Thanksgiving. All right, so there you go. We've
That's
covered
the
all
end of Thanksgiving. All right,
he
cool.
cannot get confused unless he really bungles something.
Speaking of
bungling,
I told you. That's what we call a segue.
That's called a transition.
That's called a segue.
That's called a segue. Okay, the Bungles bungled their tank.
No, they're still in.
they're still dead last, but it's
still
fine.
dead
The
last.
Bengals beat the Jets 22-6.
They're working on it. They're working on bungling that tank
Doesn't
right now.
matter.
They
Bengals-
brought back Andy Dalton. They
Shush.
need to bring in the
I
third
can
stringer.
release
The
a-
man, the myth, the legend,
can
Jake
release-
Delagala.
No, I can release a whole separate podcast breaking down how the Dolphins can still get the first overall pick.
Okay, doesn't
Trust me,
matter.
the Bengals are fine.
The
Bengals are
Titans
fine.
in a very close division race now and a wild card race beat the Colts 31-17.
Tannehill time.
Tannehill time. Dang right.
Change of scenery was good for him.
Can we skip the next game? Because I'd like to skip the next game.
What's the next game?
What do you think it is?
I'd like to hear you say it.
There was a team from Philadelphia and a team from Miami involved. 1-1, one lost.
Eagles lost to the Dolphins.
The Eagles lose
37-31.
As a Boys fan,
it's
it pains me.
magic. Like it pains me that our division leader, the Dallas Cowboys, are 6-7.
Yep.
Oh
The
god.
No, it
NFC
pains-
East
it
is
pain- it
just
pains me more.
an
Just
absolute mess.
Don't even worry. It pains me more at the
And
moment.
then we had A-Rod roll in, beat the Giants 31-13.
First snowball of the year.
It was. I was sad. I didn't see any snow.
The problem was you had the Giants, really.
Yeah, that was really the only
that
issue.
detracts from the games because you had to watch the New York Football Giants who can't play
And
football.
Speaking of the Giants, we have a reemergence
Yes.
coming next week.
After Melo returned from the dead,
Eli Manning's back, baby.
God.
Daniel Jones has
Such a
been
mistake.
benched.
no one asked for this. No one asked for this.
No
one asked for this.
Eli's back.
Not a single soul.
Not even Eli, not even Archie, not even Peyton. No,
No.
not even Cooper Manning. Cooper
No
Manning
one.
didn't want this.
Arch
Absolutely no one.
High school
The Giants
prospect.
organization. You know what we need? Eli. So
All right,
yeah, that's
let's
just
get away
Eagles
from that as
versus
fast as
Cowboys.
possible.
Eagles versus Giants next week. I'm pretty sure.
awful. Going to be
It's
such
going to be a
bad game.
terrible game.
But let's ignore it
But-
and move on to the division leaders.
Yes.
I don't know if
AFC
if
leaders.
Fitzmagic can do it.
Baltimore 10-2, New England also at 10-2, and this has made it amazing for Baltimore because now they are the number 1 seed due to their win over the Patriots, and that game was in Foxborough.
No. Still,
What?
okay. I'm
Jesus
Nicky,
so.
you want to take the lead here.
So
I got it.
Baltimore
You're
leading
not
the
doing a good job.
Damn it.
Baltimore leading the AFC North. New England leading the AFC East. Both of them sitting at 10-2. Just 2 games behind them. Houston at 8-4 leading the South, and KC leading the West. KC right now slotted at the 4 because they've lost at home to Houston. At the number 5 spot. One game behind the division leading Patriots is Bills Mafia.
9-3.
Some impressive games. 9-3 right now. They play the Patriots again in Foxborough. There you go. So that's their game. They could try and get back into the division there.
And then a tie
And
for the 2 seed.
6 seed
second
right
wild
now. We have Pittsburgh and Titans both floating at 7-5. Really shocking considering Pittsburgh has been playing with backups and third-string quarterbacks the whole season. You thought that ship was sunk. And Titans sitting at 2-4.
The Titans are not 2-4.
They ended Mariota's
Yeah,
career
yeah, yeah.
at 2-4.
Well, did they end
Debatably.
it? They benched him.
They ended his Titans career.
Yeah.
And the Ryan
Yeah, definitely ended his
Tannehill.
Titans career.
Speak of re-emerging quarterbacks, Ryan Tannehill has taken the reins, and I think they went 5-1. 5-1 in the last.
He has been amazing.
It has been so
he
much
has been
fun to
so
watch.
good.
It has been so
It's
much
actually
fun to watch.
amazing.
Derrick Henry,
D. Henry.
is so good this year.
If we're talking about someone who's so good this year, let's talk about Lamar Jackson. Come on, sis.
MVP.
Did you
MVP.
trade Derrick Henry away?
No, I traded for Derrick Henry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'd like to teach you about a little thing I call Big Truss. And Big Truss is going to be on the Super Bowl ring at the end of this year.
What are you talking about?
The Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl, and they have Big Truss in Lamar because Lamar is
Oh,
not only...
trust.
No, Truss.
No, Big Trust is
Two S's.
Mark Ingram.
Or
Is Big-
Truss.
Wait,
No,
is Big Trust Lamar?
Big Truss in Lamar. Everyone has Big Trust on the Ravens in each other.
Oh, yeah.
Ingram has Big Trust on Lamar.
He doesn't know how to speak
everyone,
sometimes.
Everyone
Ignore
has
him.
Big Trust in J-Tuck because he kicked the game winner against the
Everyone
Lions.
does has Big Trust.
So
in
if
J-Tuck.
you hate Big Trust,
Goddamn words.
if they keep winning, you're just going to hear it for the rest of the year. I'm
All
sorry.
right.
I'm sorry.
Can we go
for
to the
that.
NFC now, please?
No, I'm good.
New Orleans.
We can talk about
10-2,
3 of the divisions if
NFC
you want.
South. Seattle actually winning the NFC West at 10-2.
Due
Green
to that
Bay.
Baltimore victory over San Fran. Thanks, J-Tuck.
Yep. Green Bay 9-3 winning the NFC North, which is always competitive-ish, and then Dallas 6-7 leading the NFC East.
Always competitive.
Never.
Well, always competitive.
No,
It's just
competitive.
competitive, but bad.
Competitive but bad competition.
Competition.
The
is
wild
competition.
cards 10-2 San Francisco at wild card number 1, and the 8-4 Minnesota Vikings at the second wild card. The Rams and Chicago, sitting just outside them at 7-5 for the Rams and 7-6 for the Chicago Bears. And as we're recording this real time,
Philly's behind Tampa in the standings.
oh my God, it's so bad.
I just peeped that.
We're just above a Carolina team that just fired their coach. And speaking of Chicago, Mitch Kissin-Tutties just absolutely smoked the Dallas Cowboys in real time. But we're not going to talk about that this week on the
That's what
pod.
we like to see.
Mitch looked like Lamar against the Cowboys.
Everyone looks like Lamar against the Cowboys.
Except for Carson. Carson just
yeah,
looks like Carson.
actually, truly. Yeah.
The Bronco just looks like the
I
Bronco.
can't tell you quarterback who's looked bad this year against Daniel Jones looked pretty garbage both times.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did. Didn't he fumble the ball like 8 times?
I think he's the quarterback with the most or second
He
most
fumbled.
turnovers.
What he did? He fumbled his starting job because Eli's coming back.
Well,
Everybody, like week
All right.
1, Daniel Jones comes in
So,
and everybody's
let's
like,
get on a playoff.
Future.
Can we get into
No.
playoff clinchers, please?
Yes.
Dear God.
So Saints, with their Thanksgiving, by virtue of their Thanksgiving dub over Atlanta, they have now clinched the NFC South, the first team who's clinched the playoff spot. Baltimore and Kansas City will all have a chance to join them as division winners, as Baltimore with a win and a San Fran
No, and a Pittsburgh loss.
Pittsburgh
win
loss.
and a Pittsburgh loss. Wow.
Who does Pittsburgh have this week?
I'm going to Arizona. So Baltimore with a win over Buffalo and a Pittsburgh loss.
That's a
will
big
then
game.
Clinch the division. Yeah, Buffalo, Baltimore's pretty good.
That's a big game.
I'm gonna watch that one probably.
You're going to see who else we got.
Bro,
Kansas
it's
City.
fantasy playoffs time. We all got to get together.
Kansas City, a win
That's facts.
and an Oakland loss will propel Kansas City to another AFC West title. Pat Mahomes returning.
Seattle win, big Russ, and a Rams loss will seal the Seattle playoff spot. Jared Goff is playing.
Like garbage.
I was going to say a team, but that's true too. Who are they playing this week?
Well, that was a bit redundant, I realized now that I wrote that, because Seattle actually plays the Rams, so.
Okay,
If
so
one happens, the other has to happen.
so if Seattle beats the Rams,
So we're
which
going to
they
give this
more
a
than likely
Seattle
will,
win or a Rams loss, is
I'm
what we'll
going to
label
give
it.
this Seattle wins the division very easily.
So if
The
San
Rams-
Fran
No, this
wins,
is not- No,
if San
'cause-
Fran wins, I guess this is for a wild card spot.
Yeah, these are I wrote playoff spot because these are just wild card spots in general.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
think-
for San Fran,
I
if
think
San Fran wins and the Hawks win, San Fran will be guaranteed a wild card, but they will still be tied for the division lead at both of the teams being 11-2.
I think Baltimore winning and a Tennessee loss still confirms them in the playoffs, just not the division. A lot of good big trust. I think that's the only thing
Well, there's one more playoff clincher situation we do need to go over.
that's happening
Oh
this
God,
week.
no, the
How
Redskins.
the Skins
The Redskins.
are going to win the NFC East.
God,
All
I
that
heard
needs
this
to
before the
happen-
podcast.
You know what?
This is from before the podcast.
Justin.
All that needs to happen is
The Eagles beat the Cowboys.
Eagles
and
beat
lose
the
out.
Cowboys,
Lose out.
lose out.
Dallas
Cowboys
loses out.
lose out. Redskins win out.
And Dwayne Haskins
Plays like
won
a
the
quarterback.
NFC chip.
Um.
Oh God. Oh God.
So anyway,
Redskins are winning the division.
we'll touch back on that one next week when the Skins lose to whoever they play, knock
And
themselves out of the division.
next week, are you away? Are you away
No,
next week?
we'll get to that. All right.
Well,
so,
this is all we have for this week, I think.
yeah.
we
So
can,
So, but we got to talk about next week real quick, just as an update for
No,
the
no, we're gonna
viewers.
have everyone.
Is everyone gonna be here? No, Luke's not gonna be here next week.
Silence. Everyone's going to be here.
But we
Silence.
might.
Your incompetence. This podcast is irking.
Hold
me.
on. So we're doing our episodes separately from them, or
No. I'll explain what's going on. Your incompetence is irking.
So
me
next
again.
week we're gonna be talking
All
more
four of
football,
us are gonna be
more
here.
basketball. The Polish man will be back. We're gonna be talking some international soccer,
International, and then another week from that we'll talk about some club soccer.
and then maybe we'll get our hockey specialist on in a couple of
yes.
episodes.
I like that idea.
Obviously, the hockey season underway. I'll just freestyle the standings real quick. Hold on, give me a hot sec.
Oh yeah, because you've done great at freestyling
Yeah, bro.
standings so
Ready for
far in
this?
this episode.
All right, Eastern Conference.
That has been your special.
Ready for this? In the Atlantic
Coyotes,
Division.
number one.
All right, shush. In the Atlantic Division,
Are
the
they?
Bruins at 20-3.
We're in the playoff
Holy
spot. They're in
cow,
the
the
playoff
Bruins are smoking everybody.
Oh, they were terrible.
Panthers at 13-9, Sabres at 13-11, Canadians at 12-11, and I think that's as far as I need to go.
Devils are clawing at that first overall pick.
They most certainly are at 9-14.
Oh my God.
They are.
The Capitals leading the Metropolitan
They just
Division.
need to throw a couple games against
All right.
the Red Wings. They'll be there.
All right, shush.
Should have pulled their goalie.
The
for all
Capitals
games.
21-4,
that
Islanders
for minute
19-6,
one.
our own Broad Street Bullies at 16-8,
Your
and the
own.
Hurricanes at 17-11. Who do you? Oh, you
Are
like
you
the
not a
Devils?
Flyers fan?
He roots for the Devils for sure.
So I'm cheering for them to get the number one pick. What's the point of number two? Who wins with the number two?
All right.
Number two is the first place
In the
loser.
Western Conference, the Central Division, the Blues of Memphis. Yes. No, St. Louis. St. Louis.
St. Louis.
I fixed it before you said anything. It's fine. 18-6. The Avalanche, Colorado at 18-8, and the Winnipeg Jets at 17-10. And the Pacific, the Coyotes are at 17-9. The Houston Oilers
They
are at
are good this year.
17-10,
I was wrong.
and the Vegas Golden Knights are 15-11. Obviously, we'll be able to break this in depth more.
I'm not sure if you know how to read hockey standings. They go by points.
Well, listen. I'm like, look.
38 points for the Coyotes.
Guys, if you like this episode, this is going to be the last time Augie rattles
No.
off the standings.
I read them down, and I read the wins and losses. So, like, it makes sense. Like, I don't know what you want me
Yeah,
to
he
do.
read them down this week. Next week, he's going to be going up the standings.
I
He's going to start with the Bengals and then move up to the Finns.
listen, the Finns should be, like, a top 15 team. Just saying.
I think they play the Jets. You know what? They're going to get to 4 wins. Guys,
They do
They're going to get to
have
4 wins.
guys, don't
The
sleep.
man.
They got eliminated from the
The
playoffs.
myth.
But do not sleep.
The legend, Ryan
Josh Rosen.
Fitzpatrick,
Oh, sorry.
or
wrong,
as I
wrong
like to
quarterback.
say,
No.
or as I like to say,
Fitz.
after he knocked you out of the playoffs.
Oh,
Fitzmagic. You know.
This is why I get our editor, Colin.
Never believe it's not
This
so.
is where our editor cuts
It's
out like a
magic.
solid 30-second chunk of the podcast. So without further ado, we got over all the sports that were relevant and needed to
Shut
come
up,
out. I'd like to thank you, the viewers, for tuning in, watching our
Viewers or listeners.
excellent crap podcast.
The
that I
best of the
mentioned
worst,
earlier.
baby.
Yeah.
Best of the worst. I love it.
We are the NFC East of podcast. We are the top of the NFC East podcast rankings. I'm telling you. I'd
Obviously,
like to thank
thanks to Sig Ski.
Augie Justin for joining me, Sig Ski for promoting us. I'd like to thank two people. First, I mentioned him just a second ago, our editor, Colin.
Come on, say a little
get in here,
something.
get in here.
Jesus.
No, don't talk.
Get in
He's
here.
not. Shut up. He's not allowed to talk.
And obviously-
he saluted off thing, and he might not be able to hear us. Quinn, our lovely sound manager,
He's been excellent.
he
He's been
looked
super
up. He
helpful.
looked
Love you,
up.
Quinn.
We
We love
love
you.
Quinn too.
You're a beast.
Eventually,
So
we need to
thanks
get
to
him a
Quinn and
skateboard.
Colin. And thanks to Luke for not being here.
Yeah, love it.
So without that, I'd like to wrap up this Wudder Boys podcast. Thank you for tuning in.
See you later, fellas.